of the other guys I met through this situation is Hookman. You guys know Hookman, right? Because he's the creator of this particular. He's a musician, by the way. Hookman grew up in North St. Louis County. Turned me on to a documentary called Spanish Lake, which you really have to see, folks, because Spanish Lake explains it all in terms of how we came to a point of tension and trouble in North St. Louis County. And it's when the government pitted citizens against each other, poor middle class, emptied out the housing projects, moved everybody in, dispersed them throughout the St. Louis area, North St. Louis area. Not because South County didn't want them, but because they wanted to shore up support for Clay. I mean, it's a very complicated thing, but also very simple. So yesterday, I see on Facebook this note between Hookman and Daywalker. I'm like, what? These two guys are now together? And Hookman, by the way, also said, told Daywalker, he goes, I'm a rapper too, you know. It's like, this is beautiful. Hookman, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Jamie, how are you?
I'm fine, man. You guys, I'm telling you, you guys, forget about the national news media. Think about the people, the brave citizens who are getting their hands dirty in this whole thing, putting themselves out there, speaking positively, but also calling people out when they deserve to be called out. And Hookman's one of those guys. Welcome to the program, buddy.
Well, thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
So you,
I'm in purgatory like the rest of everybody else. So I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen, brother.
I know. So how did you? So you wound up linking up with Daywalker. What's the plan?
Well, I heard him saying something about a peace rally, and that is just something that is right up our alley. You know, as musicians, that's what we do. Almost every gig that we do is we usually give the proceeds or have some kind of food drive or something for other people. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean,
yeah. Well, what's interesting is Hookman and Daywalker both have something in common, in spite of the fact that our upbringings have all been somewhat uncommon, just because of where we come from, whatever. But one thing they have been able to, I think both of them, in talking to both of them, have been able to point out is that they're not afraid to call out the dirtbags, the people who are causing the real trouble. Daywalker's the same way.
Right. Well, the thing I don't understand is the whole protesting thing in general right now, without any facts. I mean, they're protesting an action that happened, and the whole I support Michael Brown or I support Darren Wilson. The thing is I support Darren Wilson's right to justice, as much as Michael Brown had a right to justice, So when people overreact to things that they don't know nothing really about, I just find that really kind of stupid. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's funny, in talking to Daywalker, who originally had some real concerns about things and still does, but is coming around the corner like everybody else is to a common sense approach to the whole thing. And here's what else Hookman and Daywalker have in common. They both grew up in North St. Louis County and love the place and are torn in their hearts over what has been going on and how it's being portrayed and some of the people who are driving it into the ground. Would you say that's true?
Right. Yeah, we have a thing up there every year called Laker Day, and we all gather up there. We have a good time. We actually do a food drive for the local community. And not only that, but I think the people that actually come to these parties, anywhere from 500 to 700 people, go up there and they spend their money up there.
Yeah.
And like I said, this whole thing isn't even about race to me. I mean, it's just the way that they pushed all the poor people into one area and drove out all the white people.
Right. I mean, and again, that is so well explained in Spanish Lake. Now, are we trying to work on some kind of screening of this now, or what?
It's been banned in St. Louis in major theaters, so
yeah.
think it's going to get picked up. I've been trying to work on getting it actually shown at the Belleville Drive-In, but I doubt that'll happen.
Well, you know what? I'm telling you, once this is all over, once everything kind of blows over and we figure things out, we'll all go back to the drawing board and figure out a way to get this, first of all, this documentary exposed, and to start working on, you know, once the media has folded up its tent and, you know, and is gone, we're still here. And that's what I'm glad you're committed to, and so is Daywalker. So things will be all right.
We got to sit here while, like you said, they're all gone, and we got to fix this situation. And that's one of the reasons why I did contact Daywalker, was because I think that we don't have to wait till it's over to come together.
Yeah,
I
totally agree.
I'm on a different side of the aisle than he is, I'm sure, but that doesn't mean that we're not both human beings and we both have, you know, the same emotions that's going on here.
Right on. Well, Hookman, listen, thank you so much for calling into the show. I'm way over time on this, but I appreciate you calling in and what you're doing. You listen to the show, and especially turning me on and our audience on to Spanish Lake. Okay, buddy.
Turn on all my friends to it too. You know, I mean, I really think you got a positive attitude on what's going on here. You're not, you know, one side or the other. Just putting out the news, common sense.
Love you, buddy.
Right on.
Thanks,
Good morning,
Hookman.
you bunch of drunks.
Good morning, you bunch of drunks.
Good morning, you bunch of drunks.